Our parents generally buy or build their houses at the end of their careers. Whereas in our current generation, after working for 5 to 8 years, we consider buying a home. Why you are paying rent? Instead of that, you can put some additional amount and pay it as an EMI and you can buy a new home. Nobody is willing to marry me if I do not have a own house. My colleagues have recently bought a house. Within 2 years, it has appreciated by more than 50%. These are the comments you generally get it from your friends and family members. If you are planning to buy a house after listening to all these 3 points, then wait for a moment, watch this video and then take your final call. Generally, we buy a house for two purposes. One is for emotional purposes. For few, owning a house is a childhood dream or making their parents to live in their home during their retirement. If it is going to be for emotional purposes, then this video is not for you. I advise you to spend your 10 minutes time in different topics. If you are planning to buy it for investment purpose, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, I am Barathan. I share interesting stories and concepts from the books and articles I read. In today's video, we are not going to get into the emotional aspect of buying a home. We are going to get into the financial perspective of buying a home versus renting a home. For example, consider this scenario. You are currently staying in an apartment and paying monthly rental. You are deciding to save the rental amount by putting some more additional amount as an EMI and buy a new house. If you are in this scenario, then I will explain you with an Excel sheet whether it is a good decision to buy a new house or continue in the rental house itself. This Excel sheet is not developed by me, but I have downloaded it from factwallet.com and this was introduced to me by Vijay Mohan. Now let us get into the financial perspective of buying a home versus renting a home. So now let us look into the Excel sheet. For example, if you are going to buy a house for 85 lakh rupee, you enter the data. Enter only in the fields which are marked in yellow color. Rest of the fields are completely formula driven. Down payment which you are going to pay for this 85 lakh rupee worth of flat is 10 lakh rupee. I have considered approximately 10% plus the registration charges and other things. I have considered 1.5 lakh. So I am making it as 10 lakh. So you can change depends upon your current saving which you are planning to invest in the house. The interest rate you are planning to pay for this loan amount of 75 lakh is 8% and I am going to take it for 20 years. Maybe you can change it to 10, 15, 30 years as well. And the property tax rate you are going to pay per annum is 0.25%. And the annual maintenance, which includes the painting, plumbing, electrical, carpentry and different set of works, I am considering it 20,000 rupees. In case if you feel it is on higher side, you can reduce it as well. Next is house association. If you are going to stay in a gated community, apartment or villa, you need to pay a monthly maintenance fee that comes approximately 4,000 rupees per month. So which equates to 48,000 per annum. And the annual insurance, generally in India we don't take any insurance, so I'm considering it as a zero. And the annual appreciation, I'm considering it as 3%. Maybe some of the salespersons, they will even take 20%, 30%. Generally it's better to take it only 3 to 6%. In case you wanted to increase, you can do it as well. And the marginal income tax rate, the income tax rate in which bracket you are currently operating, it might be 10, 20 or 30%. For the discussion's sake, I'm considering it as a 20%. And the general inflation, this is the overall economic inflation. So in India, it is approximately between 4.8 to 6.5%. So I'm taking it as a 6%. So the monthly EMI for the 75 lakh loan amount is coming to 62,733. At the same time, the similar flat is going for a rental amount of 22,000 rupees. And my house owner is going to increase the rental amount by 3% per annum. It can vary from 3, 5, 10% as well. Or every 2 years, he might increase 5%. So for this discussion, I'm taking it as a 3%. This 10 lakh rupee, which I paid at the time as a down payment, if I have not bought a flat, that will be the amount which is available for investment. That investment, for example, this 10 lakh rupee, I can invest either in a fixed deposit or a equity or in a mutual fund. I'm taking approximately as 10%. In case if you're going to invest only in a fixed deposit, considering after the income tax deduction and other things, it can vary from 5 to 7%. So you can choose your own value here. Once you have entered this data, that's it. You will directly come into this. You can directly come to the row number 48. But before that, let me take you through some of the fields which is on the top rows. For example, your home value is 85 lakh, whereas your debt is 75 lakh rupee, and you have invested 10 lakh as a down payment. So every month, what is the you will be paying the EMI. For example, your EMI is around 62,000 rupees, and the interest part is going around is 50,000, and 12,733 is going as a principal amount. And if you look at the total cash outflow in your scenario is 59,816 rupees. What is meant by that? For example, in addition to the EMI of 62,733, you will be paying the monthly maintenance charges 4,000 rupees, and the other maintenance charges and miscellaneous charges around 1,700 rupees. Property tax, again, it comes to another 1,700 rupees. Whereas you will be saving 10,354 from income tax. So considering all this, you will be making a net cash outflow of 59,816 rupees is going out from your packet every month. Generally, whenever we are buying a flat, we don't consider this as a outflow. Whereas if you are not going to invest in a house, you will be paying close to 22,000 every month. On appreciation scale, it will become 22,055 rupees. So now let us come to the row number 48. So what is your value of your flat which you have invested will become after 10 years. So for that, we need to come to the row number 120. You can understand what is how the current investment is going to be here. So your flat rate from 85 lakh, it has gone up to 1 crore 14 lakh, and your debt from 75 lakh has come down to 51 lakh 70,000 rupees. For example, you would have paid close to 74 lakh as a EMI, but whereas your debt from 75 lakh has gone down only by 24 lakh rupee. Rest 50 lakh rupee has gone only into interest payment. You might be surprised, but this is the real fact. If you are going to sell this flat after 10 years, the net amount you are going to get is 56 lakhs, deducting the outstanding you need to pay to the bank as well. And I have considered a transaction cost of 6% on the present value. So it comes to 56 lakh rupee. In case if the transaction cost will be lower, you can go ahead and edit the formula here as well. Whereas the 10 lakh rupee which I have not invested as a down payment would have grown to 1 crore 4 lakh 37,000 rupees. The present value of this 1 crore 4 lakh is somewhere around 26 lakh 95,000 rupees. So this is the clear savings. You can change any of your values and you can see the present value benefit of owning versus renting a home. For example, I'm going to reduce this annual return on cash as 5% and I'm going to increase my rent as 30,000 rupees. Still, if you consider this, you are going to save close to 2,60,000 rupees. You can change anywhere, but you can clearly see staying in a rented flat than going and investing in an apartment is not a wise idea. Generally, there are two things we need to consider. One is the annual return on your cash which you have invested. It can vary from 5% to 15%. So you can input your own figure. And the next is the annual appreciation of your flat. Generally, the people think it grows by 10%, 20%, even 50%. But in reality, it grows only between 3 to 5%, or it's more like even if it touches the inflation growth, then it will be a very big thing. So you need to consider this wisely and then you have to input your field. So from this, it is very, very clear that instead of going and buying a flat, you can stay in a rented house. The rent we are paying is a waste of money. Don't consider it way. Whereas you can save a lot of money if you are not buying it as a flat by paying an additional amount. Now let us look into the one more calculation which is called price to rent ratio. For example, you are going to buy a 85 lakh worth of an apartment and your monthly rental value you are going to get is only 22,000 rupees. The annual rental value is coming to 2,64,000 rupees, whereas the price to rent ratio is coming to 32. As per the general advice, if it is going to be less than 15, you can buy the apartment without even thinking. If it is between 15 to 20, you can take into the other parameters as commuting charges, school transportation fee, and all other parameters you can take into consider, and based on that you can decide to buy or not to buy. If it is above 20, it's a please avoid it. So this is the price to rent ratio. We have seen the price versus rent ratio. Is buying a home is an asset or a liability? I've read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. In this book, Robert Kiyosaki clearly explained that an asset is a one which puts money into your pocket. Liability is a one which takes money out of your pocket. If you are planning to buy a home, in case if you are not going to stay there and you are going for the rental purposes, if the rental amount is going to cover the EMI, then you can consider it as an asset. In case if the rental amount is lower than your EMI, then it is a liability. Before taking any kind of a investment decision, try to consider, are you buying an asset or a liability? This will help you to take a wise decision. To summarize today's discussion, we have gone into the financial perspective of buying a home versus staying in a rental house. Second, we have discussed when to buy a home based on the price to rent ratio. Third, we discussed on the asset versus liabilities. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and family members. Your like and subscription will give a feedback to me and to my work. We'll meet you next week with one more interesting topic. Till then, it's goodbye.